All right, good evening and welcome. Today we have a Division C West matchup between Counterpick Stupid and Bork Side of the Moon, Season 17 of NGS. To catch you up on the bans and such, we had all the fun maps banned out, unfortunately. We're not going to be seeing Volskaya Foundry, Garden of Terror, Alterac Pass, and Braxis. Did have Bork Side of the Moon winning the coin flip and deciding to get first pick. CCS deciding to take us to Sky Temple. Again, Sky Temple, personally not one. It's one of those maps that depends on the matchup, right? One that you practically never have to fight. And so macro will be important. It looks like teams are ready up. And with that, looks like we're going to be heading into the draft lobby. All right. Oh, you know what happened? I changed my sound. I can't hear anything. There you go. And with that, the first band with Nazebo. Oh no. No Nazebo. Yeah. Oh no, not Volskaya. And Hoku, maybe they'll be our tennis picks or not. Nazebo, obviously, can just AFK, never get involved in anything, and take down structures. He's a great hero. We do see then Vala being banned out. Vala continuing the appearances and either popularity. So we have Vala in Division C West being either banned or picked 76% of the time. We do have Lunara being banned out, and pretty sure that's a target ban directed specifically at Osprey. And then we do have Sylvanas. Sylvanas obviously having great value on any map where you have to push. With that, we do have our first pick coming up for the side of Bork. And Hogger, gotcha. Hogger open. Oh no, I guess I'll play Hogger. Hogger's not even that good. Hogger obviously one of the better offlaners currently in the meta. CCS does respond with a Johanna pick. And Johanna, one of the other picks in a league wide and also in Division C West, a popularity of 91%, either picked or banned 91% of the time. Then we have Rhaegar, still one of the top meta healers, followed up with now the two picks from the side of Bork, having Varian and Stukov. So that combination of Varian and Stukov can make things very frustrating. You get taunted and then you can't press any of your buttons. It's amazing gameplay. We do see a Tychus banned from CCS. Hoku asks, will we see an Abathur? I mean, this is one of Abathur's better maps, but maybe with the variant, not so much. Let's forecast some spicy picks for us tonight. We do see Felstad being banned out. Obviously, globals get large value typically, or more value on larger maps. Then we have the next two picks on the side of CCS. The Sonya and Li Ming. It leaves one flex pick on the side of CCS, with the next two coming from Bork. I imagine they would want to have some sort of blow up to follow up on that Varian and Stukov combo. Jaina, Galfaz, etc. Typically the mages, Chromie. See a Zagara and a Jaina. Zagara will help with that push. We're chained for the ABBA. Although I don't think it will happen, but we can always be hopeful. And we have a Tassiter. I don't think we see any changes. So with that, we'll see you shortly as we go to Sky Temple. Put up the predictions for you. I think both teams have pretty solid drafts. Although you can say that the wave clear push may be slightly on the side of Bork's side of the moon. Although both teams have pretty good wave clear and siege. And the loading screen is going a little bit slower. There we are. There was like one was a slow connection. Never ABBA, unfortunately. Never lucky.
A ceaseless battle, if you wish to.
All right. So with that, on the side of Bork's side of the moon, we have Yatra on Hogger, Silver Spy on Stukov, Bacon on Arjana, Smoke on Zagara, and Matlock on Varian. Rounding out the side of CCS, Valkymer on Johanna, Wits End on Rhaegar, Osprey and Li Ming, Defi on Sonya, and Dr. Evil on Tassiter. And let's see how the teams approach this. If they move towards our usual handshake over the vision, and with Bork's side of the moon not really having a tank, they opted to not do so. We do have CCS Defi in the bush, able to maybe try to provide vision and potentially get someone hot in rotation. While Holger right away works on getting some value top. It'll be interesting to see what talents, or I should say ultimates, they end up taking. I imagine Sonya's going to go for Leap. Will this be a Bloodlust Rhaegar game? Probably not. You have Madlock. Li Ming rotated in a weird way, getting almost cut out. Sukov not able to get that silence out. Osprey able to survive, to live for at least another 30 seconds or so. We do have Smoke working on that creep. And our offlaners doing offlane things. Like clockwork, both teams right away move around 140 to their research camps, trying to get as much value with the top two objectives or shrines coming up. It'd be interesting to see which team prio top. Typically, what you see is that teams prio top lane with their own camp pushing to get just a little bit more value, but usually that may depend on the comps. Unfortunately, this is a taunt variant. No smash. Oh, we do have Sonya being caught out on rotation. Well, I was criticizing Varian for not going smash. That trio right here of Varian, Jaina, and Sukov can take out quite a bit of people. Even Johanna, they aren't careful. We do have Li Ming, Zagara fighting out on bottom, and it looks like we will have Bork trying to secure top shrine first. With that, we do see CCS get vision and then move towards the middle. The Bruiser camp didn't get too much value. We do have Hogger trying to contest a bit, but obviously 2 versus 1 is not going to be able to do much. All the while we have Smoke with no mana still sticking around, getting some soak bottom. Looks like they're about leaving with about quarter health. And again, the name of this game is Getting Structures. As I mentioned before, this is one of the maps that a while ago I learned that you practically can never fight. And literally you can PvE this entire map if you wanted to. The way things work out. You see an aggressive rotation by Bork. Going down on the Li Ming, and Ming goes down. And like I said, obviously the strength of the Varian Sukov Jaina combos, you want to get picks. Whereas Varian, and just with that, speaking of picks, Zagara not able to get through, gets trapped by the shield wall and goes down. We do have CCS picking up their siege camp, and looks like Bork is being careful in case there's an invade, and they've kind of sniffed it out. We do have CCS looking to be a little bit more aggressive. They do taunt the the Joe, and with that, Silver going down, we did have all 5 members of CCS at the bottom, able to now to secure that bottom siege. While Hogger's still top. We did have 10s come online earlier for CCS, so they did use their advantage. We do have Leap, Wave of Force, Ancestral Healings Unfortunately, no Bloodlust. We do have Black Hole and
Has destroyed.
Falling Sword. Guess potentially being able to use that as an engage or to help cleanse somebody who is taunted. Although you've seen Falling Sword get less and less use. Typically very niche, but once in a while it does get some value depending on what your team is trying to do. CCS being able to channel the bottom shrine. While Sonya is top though, they do have to be careful. They are going to be outnumbered. And Bork recognizes this and decides to need to go in. They're not able to get much as far as an engage, but at least able to drive out CCS from the bottom shrine. Then control it. We do have CCS with the structure lead. Still having two of their forts, although the bottom ones will be fine. We'll take some damage. With that, we do see then CCS aggressively rotating top. I thought they were going to be taking the bruiser camp, but maybe opted not to do it. We do have Sonya working on their own. Now, Bork responding to that pressure top. And seeing most of the members of Bork Side of the Moon, CCS right away gets on the bottom boss. With a very bold move, but it looks like it's going to be able to be picked up, but Johanna will pay the price for it. So he does have a lead, but it's massive shoved out, but nonetheless, CCS is able to secure the boss. All the while getting some pressure top, and I imagine Bork is not going to have too much of a hard time clearing this boss. You do see Ming trying to harass, but one of those situations where you want to be careful because you can easily be blown up. We do have Hogger doing the top camp, but CCS looking for an invade. Jaina comes over to support, but instead gets turned around and will be going down. Yatra with less than 1,000 health, able to get away, but CCS with aggressive rotations. Looks like we had... Uh-oh. There you go. A brief delay, but I'm back. Johanna being taunted. Elite follow-up. Bavarian kind of stuck in maybe not the best engage. Not everybody was there. It was again a 3v5, 4v5, and Bavarian, or Hog I should say, goes down there. And again, CCS is able to take advantage of their map presence. Have some aggressive invades. With that, we do have Sonya top, so they know that somebody is top. Let's see if they'll try to pick a fight, and CCS recognizing that's exactly what Bork might be trying to do. Backs up a little bit, but now gets on the bottom shrine, and Baron having a difficult time finding a squishy member. We do have Devouring Maw coming out. Getting Johanna able to get silenced and taunted, but then we have, the Falling Sword. Did I say that it's picked not that often? Obviously, it's value. We do have Hogger and Sonya fighting it out for the top, and Hogger getting rather low, but able to secure the kill on the Sonya. You have Matlock being trapped out with members of Bork very low. You're a Ming player, that's when you get excited. You want to get those resets. We know that HOTS players love dings. But Bork able to step away, and finally are going to be level 16. So most of this time they've been about a level down, and they're still about a level and a half. And if you're Bork side of the moon, you're gonna have to make some decisions. At some point, you're gonna be about level and a half, maybe 2 levels down. It's gonna be very difficult to contest any of the shrines. This is it's one of the challenges of having a variant comp, and they have a Joe. If you're not able to get a pick, then you're put in a very difficult situation. We do have CCS picking up their top bruiser, along with Vision. Looks like they're gonna rotate down. I mean, Bork is gonna have to eventually respond to this top camp, but able to get the bottom 4 to get them some passive XP to start slowly getting back. But now they're about 2 levels down, and fortunately only one shrine coming up. We do have CCS hiding around the bush, seeing if they can catch someone in rotation. You have Hogger coming in contest. Sonya leaps, tried to leap away, I believe, but it's caught in the silence. And unfortunately goes down, and the break that Bork side of the moon was looking for. However, with their lanes being pushed, not able to capitalize right away, although they'll have about 45 seconds still until Sonya shows up to the party. You still have Hogger dealing with the pressure topside, and CCS backs away, looking maybe to rotate on that Hogger, and it looks like they're running right at either Hogger or try to get value mid. Sonya's still down for about 15 seconds. Li Ming will start that slow siege, and with level 20s online for CCS, we do have Repulsion, Heaven's Fury, Elemental Conduit. Not one you see often. The upgrade for Black Hole. And we do have a Crater.
My temple's magic subsides. Find something else.
Obviously, with the level 20 advantage, Bork not able to take or do much with that one person lead they had. And Sonya now shows up, and for the most part, CCS is just going to position himself for the boss and take this rather freely. I imagine Bork is not going to try to contest this. Still about a level down. Hit by the puddle in the air. And they are trying to contest this. You have to be careful if you're Bork. You don't want to be... We're going to see that leap. Yep. We do have the leap on the Stukov. And the 2 members of Bork Side of the Moon do go down. With that, we do see the now Varian going down. Boss secured for the size of CCS, and I imagine with the boss and the members of CCS being down, this will be game number 1, but don't want to call it just yet. I've been on both sides of some amazing core situations. Although Hogger's going to try their best. Not much a single Hogger can do, and the core will quickly go down. And that is game 1 going over to the side of CCS. So for the most part, CCS and typically Sky Temples tend to be one of those maps where you see very low kill counts. Teams are able to get advantage, typically are able to kind of impose their will. And we pretty much saw that. CCS able to get early advantage. With that, got about a level, up to a 2-level lead towards the end of the match. To look at some stats for you. We have here with Tassiter. Top damage, but and overall, I guess everybody from CCS did well with their damage. Healer, we do have Rhaegar. Stukov relatively close. And Yatreon, Hogger, doing well, but a little, not too much. Obviously, having to soak from behind. And often having to split from the team, allowing CCS to take on and have many 4v5s. And with that, here are the talents for you to look at. For the most part, I guess I just realized this. We did have a auto attack Tassiter. Meanwhile, I'll update my information. You have team. Oh, I almost gave the wrong team point. So now we wait to see who decides whether they want map pick or they want a first pick. Oh, I think I flipped the teams around. There you go. Sonya took that silence personal and paid back with the lead. You're right, OG. Again, it's not quite often that you see Trader. Typically most opt for the armor at 20. Alright, it looks like teams are set up. And join lobby. It looks like we're going to Dragonshire. And it looks like CCS selected Dragonshire. So game 2, Dragonshire. Now we get a completely different map, right? Whereas in Sky Temple, a map that you don't necessarily have to fight, to one where there's a lot of fighting that could potentially occur. What I've heard is typically this is the map, or one of the more challenging maps, since there's so many ways they can be played and there's so much going on. I personally enjoyed Dragon Shower because of that reason. And there's a lot of flexibility with the different type of comps that, although typically you have your top lanes or your off lanes and top, it also allows for flexibility of different approaches, 2-3s, 1-1-3, etc. Teams that are late game, typically we do see Dragon Showers go very late, as we do with Sky Temple. Looks like everybody's ready. They were asking me if I was ready, and I was too busy reflecting on my past experiences. So with that, we're moving over to Dragonshire. So looking forward to, again, hopefully, some spicy picks. In the past in NGS, we have seen, obviously, Ceratols, Mayebs, Butchers, Marquis. And again, Nazeebo. Although I would say Nazeebo gets less potentially value here. Slightly smaller map than Sky Temple. It's more difficult for Nazeebo just to AFK. But still, Nazeebo is one of those heroes that is just annoying to deal with, especially at level 20. We do see Stukov being banned out this time. And then Stukov now being the second most popular hero with 78.9% popularity of either being picked or banned in Division C West. We do have that again with a Lunara, and I think probably this is one of Lunara's better maps. Has some mobility, vision, obviously very important in that triangle of death. We do see Sylvain's banned again from the side of CCS. And with that, we do see Yater getting Hogger again. And then in Division C West, I should say, we do have Hogger being the 6th most, and we have welcome. Thanks for the raid, Pillar. Hope your match went well. For those of you joining us, we have Division C West matchup between CCS and Bork Side of the Moon. Game 1 went to CCS on Sky Temple. We do have Variant, and this time Junkrat. Actually, just Junkrat was available last time, wasn't picked or banned. I just realized. Although this is also one of Junkrat's better maps. Oh, I forgot to do the prediction. Haha. And we do have another Falstad ban on the side of Bork side, and then Tyrande ban from CCS. Start out with your predictions. Oh. Wait, I did not. We have a Chromie and Rhaegar pick. The last two from the side of Bork Side of the Moon coming up. Imagine auto attacker. As we saw last time, Varian had a difficult time trying to get through with that Johanna. And And spicy. We asked for a spicy pick, and we got one. We have Kerrigan. And then Sonya being picked again. Because there's going to be another crater Sonya. There you go. I think it's because I didn't select the winner from game 1. And with that, moving over to Dragonshire, and I'll see you in a bit. Alright, welcome back. Welcome to Dragonshire. So on the side of Bork side of the moon, we do have Smoke on the Junkrat, Matlock on the Varian, Yatter on the Hogger, Silver Spy on Anduin, and Bacon on Kerrigan. We have Zephy on Sonya, Dr. Evil on Chromie, Osprey on Vala, Valkyrie on Joe, and Whitson on Rhaegar. You do see CCS moving over to the top side, and looks like they're going to try and get some value, or maybe positions itself. By the way, we do see Bork reacting to it. It's Vala getting chunked. And, oh, they barely missed, or were they cleansed? Oh, that wasn't a cleanse. Kerrigan almost got Vala. However, all the while we do have Junkrat, just staying bottom. Junkrat is perfectly fine being by himself in a lane. Throwing his bombs from half a screen or a screen away. Whereas last time we in Sky Temple didn't quite see the matchup with Sonya and Hogger as much. This one will quite be the show. We do have both teams move to get their siege camps right away. You see Hogger trying to get some soak. And just like last time, again, very much so a pick comp. That'll be up to Bacon, follow up on the variant taunts. Waiting until level 4 though. Finally, we do have a taunt variant. Hogger able to hold his own with against the Sonya. We do have Kerrigan help with the mid soak, while we have this standoff in the middle. Silver tickling Valkymer. Though Junkrat is perfectly fine being by himself, not against 4 that are pushing, and able to get some value. Somehow they have both capped, and Sonya having to back up from the Kerrigan, but CCS getting quite a bit of value, able to get the front wall and towers of the bottom fort. You have been Kerrigan trying to soak against Johanna with Rhaegar now coming in to help support. If you're Bork, you need that top to be capped as soon as possible. Not sure. With Junkrat being bought that they're able to interrupt this, they will get one interrupt at least. Hogger now in position. Oh! And just as I mentioned before, Junkrat's perfectly fine being by themselves, except maybe against a Chromie. And Chromie trying to get the angle to pick on that Varian. However, Varian perfectly fine. With that, we do see CCS moving towards the bottom camp, but sees they need to back off. And Junkrat able to boop around Valkymer on Johanna, but perfectly fine. Varian gets on the bottom shrine. And with that, we will have then the opportunity to channel. Whether or not Hogger is able to get there in time. Oh, and he's going to have to deal with this annoying thing that happens right here. Oh! Oh, yep, there it is. Unfortunate. I think Hogger would have got the channel, but great defense by the minions. We do have Bork now moving to take the bottom, but might be challenging. We have Valkymer. Oh, I thought he was going to wrap around, but they're able to secure it. I think they recognize over there. We have Chromie being taunted, but Chromie getting ring-wind. Kerrigan rather low, able to safely queue away, but Junkrat, oh, very low, and actually goes down to the, you hate to see that. Just as I said that they're safe, Hungry Narrow gets value. I'm sure many of us have been there where you get hit by the Hungering Arrow and you're trying to figure out when it's going to stop doing its thing. And with that, we're going to see Valkymer be able to secure the first Dragon Knight of the match. Both teams relatively close at 10. And we do have Vala going down as I was trying to call out the level 10s. But Valkymer working on mid. We do have, as we saw, Reptire from our Junkrat, Ultralisk, Shockwave, Light Bomb, and Shield Wall from Varian on the side of CCS. We do see Falling Sword again, Rain of Vengeance, Leap, Ancestral Healing. Yet again, no Bloodlust. Although Hogger now gonna have to be careful. I imagine you're gonna get kicked. And here comes the... oh. And Hogger's punted back to the Hollow Storms. And Junkrat going down. And CCS doing a very good job of... it seems like there's 10 of them, right? Getting lots of value on all lanes. And we'll be able to secure that. We do have Witten slightly being stunned, but able to get away. We do have then the bottom fort. Advantage now on the side of CCS. Yeah, main carry. Which obviously makes it a little bit more difficult to secure this bottom shrine now for Bork side of the moon. We do see both teams taking their own bruiser camps. Hogger doing it by themselves. And it looks like Bork's able to taunt the Joe, but then use his Falling Sword to get away for the moment being. able to use the shield to get away. We have a leap from Sonya in the back, able to get on the Junkrat. Light Bomb coming out. Connects on 2 of them. However, Ancestral Healing connected on the Sonya, able to save her. And then we have what will be 4 if Silver can get away. Looks like will. And actually Varian survived for the moment being, but then goes down. Although, well, we did have Augur dealing with the top lane. And very good job by CCS, able to recognize offlaners on the top side doing one thing and then having the rotation of the offlaner to come in and help provide a 4v5. And much like what we saw in game 1, CCS able to take advantage of that. Now slowly getting a level lead. We'd have Chromie pick up the bottom siege camp. Man, looks like. And so now, if you're Bork side of the moon, you're kind of in a difficult situation of how do you go about capping bottom. And so it looks like they're doing the right thing and trying to see if they can catch that Sonya. And Sonya's gonna imagine trying to leap away. The leap did come out. Light Bomb was used as well, but maybe a little bit of an overkill, but probably worth it just to ensure that they get and secure the kill on that Sonya. But even with that, we do see Bork side of the moon having to potentially deal with, again, another level disadvantage with 16s coming up soon for CCS. We do see them trying to push into the mid port. Augur with Pummel trying to get something going. We do have Sonya back up. And we have, and it does get taunted. We do have the cleanse coming out from Rhaegar and assistant healing, but we do have a cleanse and a ult come out, but a good opportunity. But again, the combo that Varian has is, every 12 seconds, so you gladly trade those major heroics. However, now we do have the members of PCS coming in and fight. We do have Junkrat go down against the Chromie. Hawker going low, falls to the Vala. Baron able to get a taunt and Light Bomb being used, but looks like we'll be going down. And they say no hungering arrow, and that splash from the Sonya W almost got to Varian. We do have again the second Dragon Knight being secured by CCS, looking to siege mid deep. Fortunately for Bork side of the moon, they do have level 16s coming up. Junkrat using his Reptire to help clear the dragon. We do have Sonya trying to get value top. Augur trying to respond to that. Falcomer and Johanna just trying to get the last bit of value from that dragon using breath on the minions, trying to keep the members of Bork around. But we did have 16s come online for Bork's side of the moon. Yet they're about a level and a half down. And again, we're seeing a similar situation as game 1, where now they're going to be in a situation. We do have nice time trap by Chromie, able to get 3 members of Bork's side of the moon. We have Anduin going down, followed up by our Kerrigan and Varian. And again, we have another situation where we do have Augur in the off lane while it's a 4v5, and now Junkrat going down. And with that, it looks like we do have a core call from CCS. It doesn't look like Hogger is going to be able to do much, just like we saw in Game 1. CCS having quite a bit of firepower with Sonya and Evala. And with that, it does look like we have Game 2 being secured by CCS and domination. So, a rather quick Dragonshire. I always mentioned it's one of the maps that we do see potentially go up to level 20. And I think this is now the third or second time I've said, oh, this map typically goes to 20 and then it ends in 12. So my streak of cursing games continues. So it goes to show if I say that it's going to end by level 20, it's probably not going to end by 20. It's going to end sooner. So with that, let's see if I can hop into a lobby. Here's the stats for you. If you were wanting to check them out. The coin toss. So we did see, again, all the DPS, including DPS Johanna having the top damage, although Johanna was on the dragon a few times. As far as the...
Drevel's coming for the interview. He's just being slow.
All right. I was just calling out the statistics of the match so far. But welcome. And I guess we can wait a little bit. But overall, congrats.
Drevel says he's locked out because he's not a captain.
I guess
Can you go to a general chat?
Yes, we can. Let me move over. Sorry. Like, you know the thing. We have like... You know what? I was muted. Let's move to lobby 2. Yeah, we'll move to lobby 2.
Okay.
Here I was talking to Valcomer, and I was muted. In a typical fashion.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going? Sorry about that. I got into coin toss lobby, and then I was muted, and so it worked out. We're here.
You're good.
But first of all, yeah, congrats and on a 2-0 domination. How are you feeling?
Feeling solid. I mean, I think they had a really good approach. They scouted us extremely well, knew kind of what we like to do, and did a good job of taking some of it away and forcing us to.
Yeah, and so
more straight up.
Both times you selected map, and I've been noticing that in the past it used to be that first pick was pretty important, but now it seems like having the map. If you look at the stats, teams are not doing as bad as they used to. It used to be, first pick was the big prio, and so looking at the maps, you went to Sky Temple first, and if you can run us by a little bit, what were your approach in that particular map?
Yeah, well, Sky Temple is like fun because it's one of those where, so there's like certain heroes, the further they go on the map, the harder it is for them to like get back to safety, right?
Yeah.
And Sky Temple kind of mitigates that a little bit because you can play over the objective right in the middle. Now some of that can go away as you lose your forts, but typically you can kind of play some of the heroes you might not usually play, and you can get value in different ways sometimes than you can on other maps where you kind of have to be a little bit more strict about reporting to objective and putting all your resources on that, as opposed to doing a little bit here and doing a little bit there, trying to get some structure damage or trying to go for the objective.
Yeah, and exactly what I noted is that it's one of those maps where you practically never have to fight.
Yeah,
if you play the map correctly. And so
exactly.
you were able to get a lead and had some very good aggressive invades, taking advantage of numbers often, and obviously able to get secure kills and move the or paint the map red in your favor, and then able to then secure bottom after getting a few kills. After that,
Yeah.
oh sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was just gonna say they did a good job of getting some really good ganks and getting some value off of it. I think they were able to confirm top fort a little bit early on, or at least the wall, and then getting a bunch of the temple hitting that top fort, and then later on they sniped bottom fort at a good time. We couldn't do anything about it. We kind of just had to give it. So that was good. Good job of them taking advantage in those moments.
Yeah, and another thing, they have obviously a pick comp, and they actually got a few picks. And however, after that, I think did a pretty good job with Johanna, kind of denying some of those engages. With that,
Yeah, the
moving. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. I was just gonna agree because Valk was doing a really good job at trying to be a wall for us and trying to slow their advance down as much as possible because they were doing a good job of getting the variant Stukov combo off. And so if we could try and disrupt that as much as we could and make it as uncomfortable as possible for that engage, then we could hopefully stay alive and then try and turn the fight a little bit.
Great. And so with that, we secured game one, and then moved on to Dragonshire, which is a completely different, as far as from Sky Temple. And for the most part, we saw you pick pretty much the same heroes. We did have Chromie come through, and they also picked variant, and I was surprised they actually let Johanna through, since again Valkymer did a really good job with Johanna, kind of denying a lot of the engages. So if you could walk us through a little bit again now, same pretty much comp, but now you have a slightly different approach you have to use in Dragonshire.
Yeah, I think that was again kind of a good job of their scouting because they kind of just were denying a lot of our comfort picks, and so we had to pivot and just there's just only so many bands you can have, right? So
Yeah.
they did deny a lot for us, but luckily we had a few more comfort picks that we liked a little bit further down the list, and can't ban them all, right? So uh, it's just tough sometimes. Like some people are just really good on certain heroes. I know. I think last time we talked about Witz's Tyrande getting some ridiculous value at times. Just some people just really vibe with heroes.
Correct. And obviously, with only so many bands, you have to kind of pick your poison. And it looked like they were getting rid of that Nazebo, but it's one of those things where maybe they're writing a variant comp, and I think it's a lot easier to get to a Nazebo than a Chromie. So that's something they also kind of noticed during that draft. But overall, again, you were able to get some very aggressive value. You went top lane, and after that, again, this second match went a little bit more even, but until about level 10, and then after that, you were able to secure the first objective, and then with that, kind of took hold of the map. And so again, credits to your team able to again kind of get wave priority, and often were able to get some 4v5s.
Yeah, I think Zephy was doing a really good job of trying to rotate down and get some leaps for us. Um, and then Witz was getting some clutch cleanses as well, doing a good job of letting us know when it was on cooldown, and um, just good communication. I know Valk was doing some good warding for us.
Oh
So
yeah, there was some very good cleanses by Wits. A couple times where Vala was, you're taunted and were able to get away just by a little bit. So very much on point with those cleanses, and so yeah. But with that, I mean, I just mentioned this earlier, where I typically when I say if a map is going to go to 20, the opposite happens.
Yeah.
It's like the third or fourth map now. That I'm like, yeah, this map goes to 20, and then it ends at 12 minutes. But again, kudos to your team, able to kind of be very efficient. Dragon Shard is not easy to end, before 18 or 20.
Right.
So, a very efficient job on your part. But
Yeah, I think we just got a couple lucky kills at the end there, and then we're able to just look at the top of the screen, and we're like, okay, all right, we'll try it, we'll go for it, So it just ended up working out that the death timer didn't come back quite as quick as they always seem to. They always seem to come back really quick, and then I usually am on the bad side of that. I
yeah,
always feel like my enemy team respawns faster than I do.
yeah, it's one of those things where it seems like your clock is slower and their clock is accelerated.
Right,
Um,
and I'm like frantic, like, oh my god, they're about to be. Wait, should I do this? Should I not? And then I can't do anything because I thought about it too long.
yeah, been there, done that. But with that, again, congratulations on your 2-0, and I wanted to open it up for you to have you have any shout outs or anything you would like to say.
Yes, would like to shout out Ice Block as the best level 13 talent on the Zebo
Oh.
instead of Super Stylin. Us, you stinker. And then Valkenwitz's mom. And then our team, Bork, and you, of course, and then the chat for coming in, hanging out with us.
All right. And so, yeah, thank you very much. It was very exciting to see. Very efficient on your part. And so, again, congratulations. And again, probably see you around in the Nexus.
Sounds good, man. All right.
All right. Have a good one.
Take care.
All right. So, with that concludes our evening. Again, a 2-0 domination for the side of CCS. And with, I think they have like 7-8 games now. They believe they will move them ahead of a few other teams, but obviously there's teams with only 4 matches that have been played, some with 5. So there's a lot of ironing out as teams finish off their flex matches. But with that, CCS being able to secure the domination, move them up a little bit on the standings for Division C West. And with that, thank you very much for joining me this evening. I'll be looking to move you over to another match that's going on with Eternity Blue Division D West. So if you're interested in sticking around, you'll be moved over to that. But otherwise, thank you very much, and thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.